Yes. Now we are moving for the next interesting part, and that I told you was principal values. Okay, I wrote it principal values. Now, what are these? What are principal values? Now I gave you a very nice example for sin x when it was many to 1 and then it was 1 to many. Now, and means I am just mixing two three things. One was how we can get a 1 1 and on 2 function. What is the correlation between restricted domains and ranges? Okay. So for the principal value we are knowing number one. First of all, the thing is that domain of a sine function is set of all the real numbers and range of a sine function is for the closed interval from -1 to 1. Now domain of sine is equal to minus infinity to infinity or set of all real numbers. Okay. Range is what? Range of sine function is equal to -1 to 1. This was domain and range. Now can we just write it some intervals where we are getting again the repeated values. Okay. For example, here I am drawing a graph. One complete cycle. Okay, on both the sides. Okay, suppose we are having a graph. Now what are the intervals on which we are getting the same values? You can check it, you have already done in class 11th also, that intervals are the values where it lies in the same thing. First of all, we are having just starting from here, okay, we are having minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2, one interval. Moving towards the right hand side, we are having pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. Okay, moving towards the left hand side, we are having minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. Now these are the three different intervals in which we are getting again the repeated values. Okay, number of times we are getting the same values. So when we are having the same values, then why can't we restrict them? Okay, to get a function 1 1 and on 2. Okay, now it is clear to you. Now for the principal values, smallest among the values we are taking as a principal value. This doesn't mean smallest. Smallest means we are having positive and negative, both the values in the smallest form. Okay, so this we are going to take here as a principal value. Okay, this is called a principal value, and from here to here, this we are going to see in the graph also. But let's discuss something very interesting for this part now. Now dear students, we are having for this particular part, you know, when you are going in the first quadrant and in the fourth quadrant. In the first quadrant, all the values of the sign are positive. In the fourth quadrant, all the values are negative. Okay, now let me write it here. We are having, I am writing this side. Okay, for positive and for negative. Okay, we are having sine 0 is 0. Then we are having sine pi by 6 is equal to 1 by 2. Again in the first quadrant, sine pi by 4. Sine pi by 4 was root 2 upon 2. Sine pi by 3, root 3 by 2. Sine pi by 2 as positive 1. This was in the first quadrant. Now let's move to the clockwise direction, and in the clockwise direction we will be having, after first we are having fourth quadrant. Okay, now in the fourth quadrant we are having sine 11 pi by 6 as minus 1 by 2, sine 7 pi by 4 as minus root 2 by 2, sine 5 pi by 3 as minus root 3 by 2, okay, and 11 pi, 7 pi by 4, 11 pi by 6, 7 pi by 4, 5 pi by 3, and we can write it sine minus pi by 2 minus pi by 2 as minus 1. So now we are having all these values in the first and the fourth quadrant, and you will say what I wrote here. I wrote minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2, 1. Then I wrote minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, second, and then I wrote pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. Okay, all the results lying here, lying here, lying here. Now, if these are the domains, then what the range will be? They will be having exactly one function. Okay, we are having domain for x, range for y, sin x is equal to y, and now I am restricted. Earlier what I told, what I wrote on the whiteboard, it was from minus infinity to infinity. Now we are having as from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, minus 1 to 1. Okay. So for minus pi by 2, when we are starting, we will be getting exactly these things. Similarly for this part. Okay, go on putting the values. Sin x 0, pi by 6, pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3, pi by 2, similarly upwards. Okay, then you will be getting exactly one values. Now what this is? This is 1 1 and on 2. Now this becomes 1 1 and on 2. When it becomes 1 1 and on 2, it means now we can find the inverse. So if it is 1 1 and on 2, we can get inverse of sine, and that is denoted by sine inverse x. Okay, it is denoted by sine inverse x. Now the interesting part is the smallest values, same values for the smallest part, they are called the principal values, and the branch, now for the sin x we can write it, the branch principal values, it is called the branch. Okay, the branch with range, so the range from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, the branch with range from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 is called the principal value branch, is called principal value branch. Okay, it is called principal value branch. And what we can write it? We can write it sine inverse x is such that it's now minus pi, it's minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 with range as minus 1 to 1, because this is these are the restricted domains and ranges. Okay, so this is the one thing, and the second thing is we are having, now we can very nicely we can write it that minus pi by 2 is less than is equal to sine inverse x is less than is equal to pi by 2, then or you can and then minus 1 is less than is equal to x is less than is equal to 1. If you can write it, if minus pi by 2, if minus pi by 2 is less than is equal to sine inverse x is less than is equal to pi by 2, then minus 1 is less than is equal to x is less than 1. Okay, and sine or we can write it the principal value, you can write it the principal value lies, or the principal value of the principal value of sine inverse x lies in between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Okay, this was all. Now we are going to restrict the domain and range of every function to get it in the inverse form. Okay, now we can. Okay, and one very important thing, we are missing all these things in the written part. We are little bit careless. The thing is, just look here. You are having sine inverse x. Here this s is small s, and we are having sine x, and this is capital. Okay, this x is capital and this x is small. So when it is written sine inverse x, all the letters, cos inverse x with small c, tan inverse x with small t, then when it is written with small x, that is the principal value, that indicates about the principal values. Okay, and if it is written with the capital S, that is the journal value. Okay, that is the journal. We can take any of the values. Now there can be a question, suppose we are having sine, now we are having sine, let it be pi by, we are having n pi, you can yourself write it, and here suppose it is pi by 4. Okay, now we are having x is equal to pi by 4. Let's put n is equal to 4. Let n is equal to 4. Now what we are getting? 4n plus pi by 4. 4n plus pi by 4. Now this becomes what? 17 pi by 4. This is 17 pi by 4. Now the question is, find the principal value. Find the principal value for 17 pi by 4. Sine inverse 17 pi by 4. Now 17 pi by, not what I told you, our principal value for sine inverse x is only in between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So we have to first convert this in between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, then only we can move it. Okay. Now 17 pi by 4, we are having 17 pi by 4 minus 4 pi. What we are getting? This we are having pi by 4. Okay. Secondly, what we can write it? 17 pi by 4 is equal to 4 pi plus pi by 4. 4 pi is what? 2 times 2 pi plus pi by 4. Now if we are putting this for sine, now sine 2 by 2 pi plus theta, it is what? Sine 2 pi plus theta is equal to sine theta, and here theta is equal to sine inverse x, if we are taking this for the x. Okay, so it means 17 pi by 4 and pi by 4 is one and the same thing, both are having root 2 by root 2 positive values. Okay, both are having same values. So we have to convert for finding the inverse, the given angles for that should be lying from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So this was about small things about the principal values, and now we are moving for all the trigonometric, all the 6 ratios for their inverse part. Okay, and that we are going to do with the graph, how we are getting for the inverse part. Now this I show you that how minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 lies. Now in the next part we are going to use the inverse to how we can get the inverse for